declutter my makeup bag with me. How did that get in my makeup bag? This cannot be 6 years old. Oh my god, I just love glitter. Well, hello gorgeous. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If we've not met before, then hi. My name is Tigs Rice and I am an empowerment photographer based in Hertfordshire, UK. I am on a bit of a mission at the moment. I have set myself a 40 before 40 list because I turn 40 in December 2026 and there is a list of things that I want to achieve before that birthday. One specific goal on that list is to learn how to do my makeup professionally. Now, if you've been around me for a while, you'll know that I spend so much time with hair and makeup artists. As a boudoir photographer, I spend at least 2 to 3 days a week in the presence of people having their hair and makeup done. And I have watched them work their magic for so many years, and yet here I am, barely ever applying a full face of makeup. And the weirdest thing about that is that when I was 16, 17, 18, all the way through to like my early 20s, I loved doing my makeup. I would wear eyeliner like it was going out of fashion. A bold red lip was all I could talk about. I used to dye my hair every single colour under the sun. And yet for the last maybe 10 to 15 years, I feel like I've just fallen off the makeup planet, I suppose. And so here I am. This is the size of my makeup bag, my daily makeup bag. I mean, occasionally a few things spill out, but generally speaking, this is what holds my day-to-day makeup. And I've decided that we're going to declutter it. We're going to see what's in there, what is working for me, what is not working for me, and then I get to go shopping for replacements. So I've emptied this out. It is on the desk in front of me, and we are going to work through it in categories. See what I have, declutter, give away things that are no longer working for me if I can, or just destine them for the bin. And then I get to go and buy the things to fill the gaps. So I thought we'd start with some absolute basics here. Skincare, that is a completely separate story. I have put that to the side. However, if you want to know how and why my skin is looking the way it is, we can certainly do that. Let me know if you want to see that video. But there are a couple of skincare things that live permanently in my makeup bag. And to start with, I've got a couple of lip balms. So this is the Nivea Deep Moisture Unscented. This is a melty version. And I also happen to have a unmelty normal version, also unscented. And then I also have the Nivea Protect, so this is the SPF 51 as well. I am not normally a lip balm person. I don't think I've bought lip balm really in my adult life. I don't really remember having them as a kid either, to be fair. But I was in Japan in December, January just gone, and it was winter, it was dry, and I was really struggling with some chapped lips. This one, if I'm being honest, I don't love. I try and buy cruelty-free where I can anyway, and I know that Nivea aren't, but sometimes SPF in the right situation is SPF and you do what you can. So I'm trying to use this one up. I find it very sticky. I don't love it, but until I have a replacement one, this is doing the goods for now. So this one is staying. And the same with these. As much as they're not cruelty free, if I've got a product and it's working, I'm not going to get rid of it. So I'm going to use these until they run out. But if anyone has a good recommendation for a cruelty free lip balm, then I would absolutely love that recommendation, please. Also, makeup kind of adjacent, because I do this at exactly the same time as doing my makeup. I also have a couple of Matamage products, so I'm just gonna cover it now. There is actually quite a lot of stuff that I've picked up from Japan in this collection because that was the last time I did a makeup haul. So you will see a lot of products, and again, if you want to see a video on things I do recommend and things I don't, I can always cover that in a later video. One of the things I do have is this Matamage hair stick, I suppose. It's kind of like a wax. You can put the lid just under here like this, put it into one place, and then you can literally just run it across any loose hairs that you may have, flyaways, tuck them back. It's really handy, and I always do this while I'm doing my makeup, which is why it lives in my makeup bag. The only thing I will say about this one and it doesn't matter how clean my hair is, it always ends up with this like goop on it, like dirt, dust, or whatever. So I don't know that this is necessarily my favourite, but it does do the job. So I'm not getting rid of it for now, but when this runs out, I probably won't replace this one. And the main reason I won't replace it is because I love this one more. So this is the And Honey Melty Matamake Stick. It says SH on it, but I got this one at exactly the same time. This is more like a hair mascara, so it has a wand in it and you can like brush this one through the hair. It smells incredible, and I don't know, this one just works for me so much better. So this is a hard yes. I will be keeping this one for sure, and when I do eventually go back, I will be replacing this one. Moving into primers. Now, this is a very short category. I have exactly one. This is the Revolution Conceal and Fix Mattifying Primer. Now, do I love this? No. Do I hate it? Also no. However, I will say I kind of forgot I owned this one and I haven't been using it. There are other ones I've used in the past that I loved more, and I can't remember what my last one was, but it ran out, and this was the only cruelty-free one I could find in the drugstore. I don't really have anything to say about it. I have no feelings on this product, so I'm definitely going to be finding something else to use that I love more. But as you can see, there is like barely any product, so it'll do for now while I am waiting for something better to fall into my life. So if you have primer recommendations, preferably cruelty-free ones, please let me know. In the meantime, I have been using Estura. So this is the Atto Barrier 365 cream. Again, picked this up last time I was in Japan. I heard incredible things about this one. It was great for dry skin, and I was so desperate to pick it up that actually I got a couple of friends to look for me as well, and one of them found it, and so we ended up buying 3 of these for me between us, which is a good thing because actually this happens to be my favourite moisturiser I've ever tried. I always put a layer of this on before I put anything else on my face, and sometimes I actually mix it in with my foundation to sheer it out a little bit as well because it's such a good moisturiser. So yeah, this is a absolute win. This will be staying in my kit. And then another equally short round is foundation, of which again I currently also have exactly one. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation Weightless Full Coverage in shade 3 Cool. This is actually my second Charlotte Tilbury foundation that I've tried. I also picked up a mini to test of the Hollywood Flawless Filter. That one is the one that's meant to give you a dewy, radiant finish. My skin is so dry that when I put it on, all of that sort of dewy pigment that's in it to like brighten the skin, everything else got sucked into my pores, and then it was just the metallic finish in there. I honestly felt like I looked like the Tin Man. It was so shiny on my face. So I ended up going back, trying some of this. It is a lot more full coverage, but I do love the finish of it, and I don't get lots of like dry patches on my skin like I had been with previous foundations. So this is staying. I use this a lot, but I use so little of it because it's so full coverage and I tend to sheer it out that, I mean, you can literally just see the tiniest amount has gone from this. So I feel like I'm going to be using this one for a while. I would like something a little bit less full coverage though, so there is space to add around this one foundation. I definitely would like something a lot sheerer and then maybe something buildable as well. So I'll probably end up with 2 or 3 foundations. My next category is eyebrows. There are a few more products in this one. So let's start with my absolute favourite. This is the NYX Thick-It Stick-It in shade Taupe. I love this. I have used, I think this is either the second or the third one of these I've bought, and to be honest, I think I'm getting to the point where this might run out. I love the way it makes my eyebrows look. I am a product of the 90s millennial era, so my elder millennial eyebrows have been plucked far too fine in the past. They're mostly recovering. Occasionally my old camera used to pull out the eyebrow hairs here, so one eyebrow unfortunately is a bit shorter than the other. Do think it's growing back a little bit, but this definitely helps. So this is a hard yes. On the other hand, a product I'm not loving is this Duo Eyebrow Tool from Muji. So this is the eyebrow pencil and powder in natural brown. It is a double-headed product. So one side is a retractable eyebrow pencil, and then the other side is a twisted, it's sort of like a foam applicator that has, this lid has loads of powder in it, so you can sort of dip it in and then you can brush it into your brows to fill them out a bit more. I've had this for a few years. In fact, both ends are fully replaceable, so if one goes you can replace the other. And I did actually buy a load of replacements to the point where I actually only have one replacement, so this is the eyebrow pencil left. But I'm realizing in the last couple of months that actually this is too warm for me. It just looks a little bit yellowy orange in my very cool eyebrows. I'm not actually certain that this is the right product for me anymore. I will be replacing that one. So unfortunately, this one is going in the declutter pile. I'm also going to declutter the extra replacement head for this one. And then this is the matching powder. How cute is this packaging, by the way? So this is in one natural brown, and this one actually is meant to go in one of the palettes. I do actually have one here. I'll come to this later. This I've got full of eyeshadows, but I did buy this so that I could have a powder version for my eyebrows, but since it's the wrong shade, this is also going to go in that gifting pile. Then we have some products that I completely forgot that I owned. So this is the NYX Control Freak, and this is a eyebrow gel. I believe it is, yeah, this is clear. So I bought this probably a year ago when I was desperately looking for this one. This one I actually found in the airport on the way out on holiday. So this was the replacement one. It's probably bordering on a year old at this point. So I'm going to leave this one in my kit and we'll see how we get on with it. I also completely forgot that this existed. This is a NYX eyebrow pencil. It's a nice micro one, so it's great for getting some fine detail. I can see that I've used this one at some point. And then on the other side, I've got a brow brush as well for blending it in. It's in shade taupe. I think that is actually the perfect shade. So I'm going to replace that Muji one that I have now decluttered with this one as my main one, and we're going to see how we get on. Moving on to some bronzers and highlighters, I have the Gosh Giant Sun Powder in 001. This one I've had since 2019. I actually bought this one to go away on a trip to Ibiza with some of my girl mates. I had never really used bronzer until that point, and actually having now realised that I'm a very cool toned skin girly, bronzer doesn't always look the best on me anyway. It's just always a little bit too warm, and this one here is one of those sort of very yellowy gold bronzers. Oh my god, and it smells so off as well. So this one is getting immediately decluttered. My other bronzer slash highlighter is the Summer of Love. I never really got what brand this was. I want to say it's I Heart Makeup. I bought it with Japanese labelling on it, and then when I got it home and I ripped off the label on the back, it's very much a made in England English product, so I don't actually really know who the brand is. You can see I've made a little bit of a dent in this one, but not a huge amount. But again, this product is so warm on me, and I'm just realizing that actually maybe it's not the one, so this one is going to get decluttered as well. If anyone knows any good cool toned bronzers, by the way, I am so open to suggestions in the comments. That leaves me with one highlighter. So this is Cezanne. This one, again, I picked up actually on my last trip to Japan. So I've had this for about a year now. It is in shade 01. It is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Let me just swatch that for you. Look at how that glows. This one, honestly, this is drugstore makeup out there. It was like a few quid equivalent. It was so cheap, but I love this one. So this one is a hell yes, this one is staying. And then in terms of powders, setting powders, finishing powders, I'm going to get to them now because they were all kind of in the same area. I have one. I have one Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish in shade 1, Fair Pale. And I have to admit, I've barely used this one. I think I've had this one for about 18 months. And I'm putting this one down to user error. It is a very fair, it's got a really lovely finish to it, but every time I've put it on, I've not loved it. But I do think that's user error and not necessarily product error. I'm going to commit to giving this more of a go because everyone I speak to says this is incredible. If a client comes and they're like, oh, let me just do a quick powder between sets, like this is the one they're always reaching for. So clearly this is great and I'm the problem. We're going to lean into this one more in 2026. Cheek products next, and oh my god, an absolute throwback. I found a mini bottle of Benefit Benetint in here. It's the original rouge red colour, rose tinted lip and cheek stain. I have so many good core memories of this in like my late teens, early 20s. I did used to love this product. However, I don't remember getting it. I think I might have been gifted it, and I'm pretty certain I have never opened it. So knowing full well that I don't really reach for this kind of product anymore, I'm going to put this in my gifting pile and hopefully someone else can make good use of this one. A cheek product I do love though are these Fui Blurry Pudding Pots. This one is ND03, it's the colour Without, and I have annihilated this one. Can't really tell because the packaging's really hard to see, but I would say I'm so close to panning on this one. I will absolutely buy a replacement for this. In the meantime though, I have also bought an extra couple of colours. So you can see they've all got different coloured lids. There's all three of the ones I have together. That's the one we just had a look at, so that's Without. I also have shade MV03. This is Baddie. Actually, this one's almost brand new. I've only used it a couple of times. So you can see there's significantly more product in this pot. It's also a cool toned sort of mauvey colour, and I'm loving this one. It's perfect on the cheeks. And then I also got a slightly more brownie one, cool toned brownie neutral shade, and another one I absolutely love. So all three of these are staying. I will be using these ones and I will definitely be replacing them when they're fully used as well. Moving on to eyeshadows. So I already showed you briefly this palette. This is one of my Muji palette. You can actually create your own. I love the Muji packaging. And you open them up from those cases and you can stick them into a case like this, and you can see I've really made some dents in those. These are my cooler toned shades. I did actually swap them out. There is another one that I've got here that I'll show you in a minute that was slightly warmer, but having realised more recently that I am cool toned, I did switch this around to colours that I was more likely to use. The only thing I will say is that they are all shimmer tones. There is nothing matte in this range whatsoever, but I do love it and it's so great for travel. So this one's going to stay. I also have a mini version. So this is another make it yourself kit that I've put together. And this actually has some of my warmer tones in it. These are some of my other colours I have in there. These are all the warmer ones. You can see on that gold there, I did actually start making a real good dent in that one, but just realised they were kind of the wrong colours. So this is going to go more in my archival memories than it is in my makeup kit, but I can't part with this one. As for some of the replacements for it, I do have this one which I showed you before. This is a very corally warm set, and I know it's not going to work on me, so I'm going to gift this one because I know someone else will make great use of it. Similarly, this one is a very cool toned one. This is in shade 3 gold brown. It's still in the original packaging, so I'm going to keep this one as a replacement for me as well in the hope that I can use it in future. The brown I am keeping because I love this shade. And I also have 2 of the silver topper in a replacement. This is my favourite colour, but 3 of them might be overkill. So I'm going to keep the one that's out of the packaging for myself as a backup. And then this one, which is still in its packaging, I am going to add to my gifting pile. So now we're into the full palettes, eyeshadow palettes. I have 4 of these. So the first one I have is this Dasique. Another one I picked up in Japan. I found this one in Cosme. and what I loved about it was it looked like a chocolate box. The colours are so beautiful. Yeah, this one had to be mine. The colours in it are good. There's more mattes in it, so that is a swatch. So the colour is great. I will say though, it is an incredibly warm palette. I don't think these colours are really perfect for me, but this again has such good memories. I think I'm just going to put this one in my archive box for that one time that I might need it. But yeah, love it. Apparently it just doesn't love me as much as I love it. Then I have the Miss Moo Makeup Bridal Eyes palette. So this is her first palette. I think it came out in like 2021 or 2022. It was sort of around the lockdown era, and I'm so proud of her. The colours in this are beautiful. We've got some glittery ones at the top, then we've got some sort of shimmers, and then the bottom row is all mattes. I'd say it's slightly warm for me. I definitely would struggle to use some of the top shades, but this brown in particular is such a beautiful colour. The pigments are incredible, and then look at that. It's so good. This one is an absolute slay. It is staying. Then we have the Naked palette by Urban Decay. This one is the Urban Decay Honey. I have two of these. I have this one and I also have the Urban Decay Heat. Naked Heat. This one I think was the first one I bought, and I remember at the time thinking, oh my god, this is such a lot of money to spend on makeup. And then I bought it having seen it look so great on other people, and I just really didn't use it. Like this one here, I've gone quite far into the pan. You see, like there's a pretty good dent in that one. But the rest of them, I mean, there are shades in here that I haven't even used. It just never looked as good on me as it seemed to on everybody else. And again, I think that's just down to the people I was looking at who had this palette were all very warm toned people, and I just could not make this work on my skin tone. I will probably never use it again. Also, it's so old. I don't even know how old this palette is. It's got to be at least a decade, if not longer. As for Naked Honey, I mean, it's a very similar story. Beautiful palette, but they are so warm toned. It's just not for my skin. This one's going in the Declutter. It's done. I haven't reached for it in like 10 years. It's got to go. Onto single colours now, and I have this Urban Decay single shadow in Baked. I remember falling in love with this one in the store, bringing it home, being so excited to own it, and it's also just too warm for my skin. I think honestly I may have only used this 2 or 3 times. The thing is, I am a palette girl, I'm not a single eyeshadow person, so this one is being decluttered. Similarly, I have one Romand, so this is in shade 02. I actually had 2 of these. This was the one I was using less. The other one, unfortunately, I dropped and the packaging completely smashed. But this is a sparkle topper. I do love it, but again, it is warm and it just does not suit me. So this one, which is absolutely beautiful, I may see if a family member wants this one because it's so good. It's just not right for me. Finishing out the eyeshadow section, I also have 2 of the KVD Beauty Dazzle Sticks. This one is a more gold colour and I do love this one. I used it so much. I don't know how much of it is actually left. A fair bit actually. There's about that much left in it. Although I have honestly used this one loads. The gold one is unfortunately, again, too warm on me, but I do love this as a product. So I'm going to see if maybe I can gift this one to somebody. I have this one in shade Flash Storm. Now, this one is actually a beautiful shade on me. I've got a little bit more left in that one because I've only just realised that this one's actually my better shade. So I'm going to be keeping this one. This is going firmly in the kit and I'm going to use this one till it runs out. I also have some glitter toppers. These are the Riri Mew ones, another Japan haul purchase. I've got this one in shade 03. I got influenced by someone with warm skin, and this one is a slightly more pink version, although I don't think it looks horrific. The glitter in it does pick out blue purple, so in small amounts on top of something else I can absolutely get away with this, so this is staying. And then I also have shade 1, and this one is a much more white based with again, cool toned glitter flecks in it. So both of these I'm making work. I love them. I'm a glitter girl. Come at me. Eyeliners. I've just done a roundup of all of my eyeliners for this section, and honestly there is more in here than I actually thought I had. There is one of the Muji eyeliners. There we go. This one is in shade black, so this is a liquid one. I had forgotten that I owned this, but it has a really nice fine tip. Not the darkest of blacks ever, but I mean, it's usable. I have this one, and apparently I also have a replacement one, so we're going to hold on to these ones for now. Then I have an actual Kat Von D branded, like before they rebranded, tattoo liner. I got this for free walking through King's Cross Station at some point, which means it's sometime between 2014 and now, but I could not tell you when. It's dry. It is so dry. So this one is an instant declutter. There's also another one here. So this is a Kat Von D cake pencil in Trooper Black. So again, didn't even know I owned this one. Ooh, that is dark though. That is a really lovely deep black. Again, I don't know how old this is, but I actually didn't know I had this one. I actually haven't used this one before. This is brand new, despite it being old. So I'm going to give this one a go and see how I get on, and hopefully it's fine. When did Kat Von D makeup rebrand spelling? Oh, okay, so they rebranded in 2020. So that makes this maybe 5 years? Oh wait, 2020. This is 6 years. What are we saying? Are we saying this is good? I'm thinking probably no, but it's such a good colour. You know what? I'm gonna see if this exists still. Apparently it was beloved, so I might put this to the internet and you can let me know whether we can trust a 6-year-old pencil that has never been used or not. Coming in strong with the Fenty Beauty eyeliner. There she is. So this one is probably my go-to liquid eyeliner. Not that I buy these very often. Oh, she says pulling it apart. For some reason it's doing this. She is also lining excellently. I forget that I own this one, but yeah, still going strong. So definitely keeping this one. And then I have a collection of the Can Make Creamy Touch liners. Now these are like one of the most viral eyeliners in Japan. They are not cruelty-free as far as I'm aware. I don't think the Can Make range are. So eventually I would like to find a replacement, but these are just the best, the thinnest, microest ends, and I absolutely adore these. I also happen to have, oh here we go, I have a deep black here. So apparently I've used one up. In fact, I have two. So I'm going to be using these ones for a while, but if anyone can recommend something cruelty-free, I will happily entertain a swap. Something super, super fine, super micro, and yeah, as pigmented, as long-lasting as these would be great. Thank you. There is one more pencil, and again, I think this one is quite old. This is a NYX Wonder Pencil. This is in shade WP01 Light, and this is for waterlines. I don't use this one a huge amount, but as and when I need it. So yeah, this one will stay for now because I do love this one too. And then we get into mascaras. Starting off strong, we have the Illamasqua mascara. This one is the non-waterproof one, I know that much, in colour Raven. Unfortunately, Illamasqua seems to be discontinued. I feel like the brand is literally going, so this is going to be something I need to fully replace. But I have been loving this one. I do love the formula, no complaints. So I'm going to use this one till it runs out. I also thought I would experiment, and I picked up one of the viral, this is the Majolica Dolly Curl Lash Expander. So this is one of those viral ones that you see whenever anyone does their Japan hauls. What I will say is this is incredible. It makes my lashes look so separated and long and flawless. It is a nightmare to get off. I actually have a remover that has to go on it to pull it off, otherwise this literally stays on for days. So in terms of like if you want long lasting mascara, it's incredible. I do sometimes question though having to put the stuff on to take it off, whether it's actually good for my eyes. So I probably won't buy this one again, but it does look incredible. So I think I need to find something that works as well as this but comes off better. And then last but not least, because honestly again not a huge amount of products in any section, I have the House Labs mascara. So this is a little tester. The lovely team in Sephora in Paris gave this to me to try because I went in testing out the foundation shades of House Labs just before Black Friday. Side note, absolutely loved it. I can imagine this being a strong contender in my future. Whilst we're on eyes, just very quickly, I have the Clear Duo eyelash glue. This is great. I love the clear stuff. I also love the black stuff as well because it blends in really well. I was going to say it's quite low. Actually, by the time it's settled, it's actually come up here, but I do use this one a lot. So if you're looking for an eyelash glue, 100% recommend. Then lipsticks. So again, a very small section. I have this Illamasqua lipstick here in shade Turntable. It is a really gorgeous shade and it is completely unused. I don't actually know how long I've had this one either. I'm very much though a matte liquid lip type person rather than a lipstick, which is probably why I've never used this. I don't know if I will use it either, but it is a nice colour. We'll see. We might hold on to that one. I'm going to put that in the maybe pile. Then I also have another one here in shade Box. So this is a bright red. She's not that bright. It's more of like a warm red. It does look like it's got some stuff growing on it though. So this one is going in the bin. And knowing full well that this one was bought at exactly the same time, despite the fact that it looks perfect, they are both going directly in the bin. There's also, at the same time as I got those eyeliners, I got this Kat Von D Mini Outlaw. I used to wear this all the time. It was one of my favourites. And then I just got out of the habit of wearing red. I think I realised that actually red is just too bold. I'm very low contrast. This was very high contrast, so it is not for me. My final lip product, and the one that I was actually wearing when I started this video, I think it's mostly worn off now, is this Pixie Lip Plumping Gloss in shade Sheer Rose. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of lip plumpers in general. I don't necessarily like how they feel on my lips and the tingle, but I do love the colour, I do love the gloss, and it's not too sticky. So for now, she is my win. So she is staying, but I would also love more lip recommendations because I don't think she is perfect. Oh, we'll keep perfect now. There are 2 products left in my makeup bag. The first one is a premium lame spray. I can't read the full brand, but it does say Sakura at the bottom. I picked this up in Kanazawa. It is a gold leaf body spray. I don't, again, really wear a lot of gold, but I was just so bought in by the concept of having gold leaf that I could spray on my body. I've yet to find an occasion, but we will find an occasion for her, so she is staying for now. And then the last thing is the Revolution Hyaluronic Fix Hydrating Spray. And this is what I've been using to fix my face. Again, don't love it, don't hate it, but don't have anything better. Have tried nothing else to say how it compares to anything. So if you have recommendations other than this drugstore find, please let me know. And there we go. So everything is now back in this bag. It mostly fits, including some of those new things that I found. There's a little handful of things here that were either duplicates, backups, or like extras for like the Muji palette that I've put aside, and the Fix It spray that never actually fitted in there. I have already begun deep diving what makeup I want, and I shopped around a little, made a list, and I may have spent a little bit of money in the Black Friday and Christmas sales. So I have been saving those to open, partly because I absolutely adore the packaging and the illustrator background in me just wants to obsess over them when we open them. I've saved everything, so I'm going to do some unboxings, do some swatches. I want to see how everything looks on my cool pale skin, so I will make sure to do some testing. Also stick around because I'm going to be learning actually how to do my makeup. We'll document it for the plot line and we can all laugh at it together. If you're here and you've enjoyed this video, please fiddle with all the buttons around the screen that let me know that you're here, whether you want to follow, like, subscribe, share, or whatever. Drop a comment, let me know that you're around and you're enjoying this content or what you would love to see, and I will try and make that happen. But for now, thank you so much for sticking with this video. I'm off to go try some more makeup things, and I will see you in the next one.